Well, hello, Sandra, and hello, Melody. I've got to go make sure I've got this turned off on the other side of on the YouTube side and the StreamYard side. I got it muted. I think I'm back. Have a hard time getting all this set up and doing right. And how are you ladies tonight? You doing good? I'm doing good. I'm tired again tonight as usual. I almost sometimes think, but do I want to come on tonight? Because I get to kind of dragging. And then about 8 o'clock, I thought, oh, why not? And here I am. And I posted the link up there for y'all to come up on the screen with me. Hello, Dee. Dee saying hi to everybody. You see how far I'm coming along on this? I'm putting them rows together now. And Sandra says hello to all. And hi, Chloe. How are you today? I bet your school's out now, isn't it? Is your school out? And you can draw all summer? And hello to Rowena Gold. I put a chicken pattern in the mail for you because I recall your name. And hello, Gladys. There you are.
Hello there.
I've got Dee here too. Here comes Dee. Hello, Dee.
We can get a full house.
How are you all tonight?
Tired as usual. I'm a morning person, not a nighttime. So I think I'm tired every night.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
But you're making progress on your quilt behind you.
I am, and I haven't had much of a chance to work on it, but I'm putting it together now, and they're big blocks, so it's going together pretty quick.
Yes, it is very beautiful.
It is not anything hard about it. You know, there's harder quilts, but the fabrics were just so pretty in this one. And hello to Sheila. Hello to June.
Hi, June.
And Judy. And Simple Things with Tammy. We have Joyce.
I went over and give the YouTube police a thumbs up before I come over here.
I don't think I even went to look to see who was on. I'd made Terry supper and got him fed, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I better set this up. So I don't think I even noticed who else was on.
That's the only one I seen on.
Rita, I need to purchase a quilt. You know, I've never sold a quilt. I've gave quilts away, but I've never sold one. I don't know how to sell them. Don't know how to price them or do anything like that.
Well, once you do, they go, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Fabric is very expensive. It lasts forever, but it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm. And Kathy loves my new quilt. I think my new quilt's pretty too. Because it was that fabric line, and I'm telling you, that had some pretty pieces in it. The wild blossoms. You couldn't find any prettier ones. Well, every time I see a new fabric line, I think it's the prettiest one I've seen.
I'm with you.
You have the right to say that.
How pretty.
They are pretty.
Because those fabric designers, they got a gift for that. And what's the name of the fabric I use? It's a motive fabric, and it's Wild Blossoms by Robin Pickens. I'll make myself bigger so I can show you that. It's can you see it? That's what it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what that fabric line is. And and it's got bees and butterflies and flowers and blue mason jars with flowers in them and Queen Anne's lace. It's just pretty. Oh, I know you'd pay, but I just don't know what to charge.
I always figure out what I have in materials, and then I figure out a guesstimate on the long arm. And if I can get materials, long arm, I go, I'm doing good. That's expensive at that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it resupplies to get more.
More. That's right. And Sheila was having trouble with her sewing machine last night, so she walked away from it. This morning, I went to use it, and it worked like a charm.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
And Peggy Lynn Designs came in. So Terry says, hi, ladies.
What you pay for materials times 3? Would that be how much it'd be?
I think that's what they say, but good luck.
Yeah. When I go to my little fabric store downtown and I buy all the stuff, sometimes I'll spend almost $200 when the backing and all that stuff. I buy it all at one time because I hate to go back and she won't have the stuff for the backing that matches the top and all that. So I'll get it all, and it adds up.
I wish I was a one quilt person at a time because there's 2 up there.
But I'm not a one quilt person either. I don't know how many started, and some of them have been started a long time. But
yeah, my oldest is 1980, about 1980. I'm learning to embroider.
I had a queen quilt. I put $250 on it. Never sold it. I had never had farmers market. I never sold nothing.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law had hers out, never sold anything. And Patty, I paid $200 for a Cracker Barrel quilt, and I like yours better. I bet you I have more than $200 in mine time I quilt them, and don't you think so? I mean, don't you have more than?
Absolutely.
I agree, absolutely. Yeah, I made a list of mine the other day on Kathy's channel. Someone says, figure out how many UFOs you have. The list got too long.
Oh.
And then it's like, okay.
Reckon I should do that. Make a list of the ones I've got started, and some of them are so pretty. And every once in a while, I'll drag one out and finish it, but not. But then a new fabric line will come out and a new pattern I'll see. So.
Yeah, I try not looking. I have nobody to hand them down to. My daughter said, well, she was asked on Kathy's live, what would she do with all her mom's stuff? She says, I guess auction it off.
And I guess when I make a quilt and give it to the kids, sometimes they're pretty ones, and I want them to put them up in the closet and not use them. But then I'll go over to their house and they'll be using it. And I'm no, you're supposed to put that up. I don't want them to save it for, but
right.
Sometimes I'll make one for the smaller babies that do want them to use, but sometimes they'll be like a star quilt or something. And it's kind of because my daughter had some tooth problems the other day, and she wasn't feeling good. And I went over to her house, and she was wrapped up in that star quilt. And it was good that she was wrapped up in the quilt, but I didn't say nothing.
Well, my daughter hung hers up on the wall, and I put Minky on the back so she could cuddle with it.
Okay. Oh, so you wanted her to cuddle. I
Yeah.
wanted my daughter to use hers as a bedspread.
And then I just made them couch quilts because they always said, "Mom, you never make us a quilt." So I made her one. I finally found lighthouses because she loves going to lighthouses. And I made her one. And then my son's country. So his has got bull riders.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And then the other daughter, she don't care. She just wants something warm. So I made her a rag flannel. I was tired of quilting by the time I got to hers.
I love flannel. It's so soft.
Peggy Lynn says the worst people to sell to is family. I had a cousin ask what I would charge to make a quilt. Never heard another word after I told her. People ask me all the time to make one, and I just say no, I don't have the time, and I won't even, I'm not going to commit to it because it might be one that I wouldn't like making. It'd get pushed back, and I wouldn't want to work on it too. So. Kim and Betsy and
Hi, Kim.
Linda Denton. I've been missing a bunch of you coming in.
They come in pretty fast at times.
I know it. The same way with Peggy, same way with her art. Let's see, what's this one say? Another quilt I bought off of Amazon. It was $200. It's pretty, but mine are not perfect. Mine have things wrong with them, so I'd hate to put a big price on one, and then you see a little tuck or all the corners not match up. Then you'd say, well, she charged me so much money, and it's not perfect.
There's nothing perfect.
Those people that say they're perfect, take the time to look at their work.
Yeah.
You
There's
can go
no
to a quilt store or a quilt show and you can look through, and I'm not kidding, I find errors right off the bat.
Mhm.
But it's just one of those things. They say they're perfect.
No way. No.
And hello to Julie. Julie's in here. Oh, here comes Sheila. Let's add Sheila up here. Hello, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Hello,
Glad you
Sheila.
got that machine working again.
I did.
Yay.
I tried to put something in the chat, but YouTube wouldn't allow it to go. So I
Why?
thought I'd just come on here. There's certain words I guess they won't let you. They won't let you
Oh.
send it, but it wasn't anything bad.
Uh,
I have a flag quilt, and a friend of mine just loved it and wanted me to make it. So, and it's got out of red, white, and blue grunge fabric. So I priced the fabrics by the yard, what thread, batting, and I was going to send it to a long armor that I use. That's very reasonable in thread, and I was going to charge $15 an hour for my time. So I come up about 350 for the quilt, and I never heard from my friend again.
Wow.
So I guess they just don't want to, pay what it would cost. Yeah, you can buy cheaper quilts, but you won't have a homemade quilt.
Mm-mm.
mhm.
So
And Tammy's going to bed. Good night, Tammy. Thank you for dropping by for a little bit.
I can't hear you all, says Corky Tea Time.
Well, I hear us all.
I do too.
I do
Can
too.
you check the mute button on your side? Because I think we're all okay over here.
Oh, Terry was going. She told Terry goodbye.
And I've never made a quilt to sell to anybody. I was just doing that for a friend, because I really didn't want to do it. So I'm like, good.
Yeah, yeah.
The one I sold is being used, and he loves how it washes up, but I had to sell it to him for cost. So all I got was money to reinvest.
Hey, LB.
I have a friend who has a channel, a YouTube sewing thing, and she does a lot of work for customers. And I asked her, and she told me one thing that she always does. She charges $15 an hour for her time, and she keeps up with it and she logs it each time she's working on that particular quilt. And she said she has it all written down so the customer knows exactly what they're paying for.
But I'm not doing this to make money either. I just enjoy
Yeah.
doing it.
Well, she's doing it as a business because her family helped her and they went in and she just got a new long arm and she does long
Oh,
arming business, as a job.
I thought I might do the long arming for pay, but I don't even do that for much money. Now I won't do it for free, but I don't charge them a whole lot either. So
Yeah. It's like I went with my local shop and then I lowered it down for friends only. Friends only.
mm-hmm.
But she bought, I think it was a handy quilter long arm, and she got all this stuff to do, and she does like custom work. But I'm
Wow.
telling you, that girl within a week's time picked up long arming.
Mm.
She is amazing. But she has to like do it all at night because she's married and she's got 4 kids.
Ah.
Wow.
And they're all like age 5 and under.
Oh my.
Yeah, she's got a newborn. So
How does she find time?
well, her husband works some from home, so when he can, he's helping, or when they take a nap in the afternoon, uh,
Oh, is that
she'll be doing it then. But she
Goody
has a
Goods?
monitor. She knows, like, if they were to get up, you know.
Is that Goody Goods?
Yes, that's her.
Beth. Yeah.
And she does excellent work. Oh my gosh, she is on that long arm every day doing stuff.
That's it. But I don't like the computer quilted ones. They don't have the flaws that we have in our lives. It's like we do flaws.
Well, she does a lot. She does a lot
But
of
those computer ones do
also.
such pretty designs on them quilts.
Well, we can do the same pretty designs if we set our mind to it.
Well, I can't. I ain't learned to do that. I just have to follow that pantograph. All I can do.
But it's like I hadn't one custom quilted with a computer, and everybody doesn't believe I made the quilt because the stitches of the long arm are perfect. Yeah, I've been watching Beth since before she had the long arm, when she's using the Grace cutie frame.
Yes, yeah.
It's like
I really like her.
Yeah. I would never did a quilt. I didn't make quilts when I had the 3 kids. I had 3 in 3 years, and it's like quilting was not on my list.
No, you're just trying to survive.
Yeah, keeping up with the 3 kids.
Well, she's got one in the fall that will be going to kindergarten.
Yeah. And Jean says there's beauty in everything and every technique. Yes. I have hiccups in mine. I have where my grandkids have come in and scared me to death. Wanted to shoot them, but I didn't.
And Tiffany, I've watched her. I tell you, she just zooms through that quilt and by.
She does. She's awesome.
And she's also an artist. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, she's all freehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My brain needs a pattern.
Mine too.
I said mine's too old to learn a new trick.
But I like having mine and knowing I can finally finish a top and finish a quilt though, and not have to wait to get it quilted.
Yeah, I used to send mine out.
I
Well,
just do stitch in the ditch, but I have a long armor that I use.
I can't afford some of the long armors.
Well, for a twin or double size, she furnishes the batting, the thread. She does it for $65.
And
Wow.
see, I have nobody here that touches it for under 120.
Huh.
Mhm.
But she doesn't like square it off, so I get all that extra batting and fabric. But I don't mind squaring it off, and I do the binding.
Yeah, I prefer to do my binding. I want mine by hand.
Yeah, so I think she's a lot more reasonable from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like I said, mine's 120.
Yeah.
I'm doing counter cross stitch.
And the lady I use has a gamble, and she just upped something to put on her machine where she could do computerized work
Okay.
now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, but she's disabled, and her husband's a bus driver, so I know that she needs the work. But she stays pretty busy.
Yeah, I'm sending one off to a friend of Beth, Courtney.
Oh
Pieces
yes, I
Love
know
and
Courtney.
Quilting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's going to do one of my quilts
Yeah.
because I only have a 6-foot bed. So I can only do a small quilt or 5-foot bed.
Yeah. I just do like, stitch in the ditch or something like that. I don't do um, any mirandering or, anything like that.
We're not brave enough.
Yeah. I don't want to mess with it. I'd rather go on and quilt something else. I mean, do pieces.
Actually, Rita, she guides through hers. It's you get in a zone and you just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get like a song in your head or you think of something and you just start going along and next thing you know, oh, I'm done.
I know.
Yeah.
I've timed it before. It don't take 5 minutes to get from one end to the other, making all them twirls. It doesn't take long.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't
The
have room
longest
for a
part
long
is
arm.
rolling up to get it set up for the next one.
Yeah, pinning it in there and lining it all up and getting it ready. Yeah, doing that little bit of basting and setting it up to get started. It takes all the time.
But it's like we do it because that's what we want.
You have to learn to dance with your long arm.
That's exactly what it is.
The other day when I had that video on, it kept messing up on me. And I didn't tell you guys, but it was kind of hanging up. And come to find out, a little string it got wrapped around one of those rollers, how and it'd come to a spot and it wouldn't move. It took me a little while to figure out what was wrong, but I got that string out there and then it just glides along again. But it was kind of not wanting to move.
It won't budge. It's like it's almost like you hit a brick wall and it's like keep going.
And
You gotta
I
tell
was
yourself,
over there
"Push
thinking I
forward."
hit a thick spot or something, but it wasn't. It wasn't nothing. But when I found that string, that fixed it. But
And the other thing is, don't forget to turn the base stitch back up. I
yeah,
started quilting a row and I was still on the base stitch. I go, why is this moving not so free? It was going super fast.
and when I first started doing it, I would forget to put that basting on the side, and then it would get hung up in that batting stuff. So I made all the mistakes to learning. So, and I have to just cut it. I'd have to cut it out almost.
Now, I can tell you one thing. If you ever do a quilt with batiks, You got to change your needle size because batiks is so tightly woven. It goes down and it just strips your thread, and next thing you know, it's threaded, and you got to back up,
Wow.
hide your end because it never. I only stop and repair in a intersection of a piece block, but it was just chewing up. I mean, it broke in the first 3 feet. I would say 20 times.
Wow.
And I called where I bought my handy quilter from, and she says, change your needle. I said, do I go up or do I go down? She says, I'm not sure, but it's the tightness of the weave of the batik
Oh, wow.
causes the quilting to want to shred your thread. The more it goes up and down in it, the more it shreds it.
Huh.
I'd go 6 inches and a
Then
thread would break.
I don't think I want to quilt any of that. So.
But I do now. But I had batik on the back and batik on the front, so I was double whammied. I have another one coming up. But that's where. Which thread do you use, Rita?
I can't tell you right now. I'd have to look at it to tell you.
Okay.
I don't have lots of threads. I've got 2, 3 different. I mean, whites and off white, and not very.
I have
much.
Yeah, I have off white, and black. That's the only 3 colors I have so far.
Okay. Well, I've got a black because I had a niece that made a. She was just a kid, but she made a great niece. She made a quilt top out of what do you call that stuff? The Harry Potter, and she put a black backing, and she wanted to quilt it in black. So I told her the thread because I'm gonna.
If you don't quilt that with black thread, that batting pokes out and really stands out.
Mm-hmm.
On the black background, I'm sure she probably used a dark background too.
Yeah, she did. But it was her first quilt she'd ever made. And Harry Potter, because Harry Potter's not my thing, but she was proud of it.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah. And she did a good job for a kid. But she brought it over here, and I helped her. And we got it cooking for her, and she keeps it on her bed. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my grandkids used their first quilt they made, the granddaughters, but they haven't used their second quilt, and they won't use their graduation quilts because they want to save them. Because Grandma took all this time to make this. It's like, I'd rather you use it.
Hello, Francis.
Hello.
Hi, Francis.
Hey, Francis.
Hey.
Hello.
And Rita, I see you made your 9,000 subscribers.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
The last time I looked, it was like 9,005. So.
Yeah. Well, we only get to see the 9K.
Okay.
But last night we was over on Kathy's live, and I says we was still on. I says we're all going over to Rita's roost, and they go, where? So we all come over, and we was chatting on yours, and we was all still on the live on Kathy's. But
Yeah,
we gotta have fun in this.
Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be piecing these blocks, but I'm sitting here looking at you all instead. Now that doesn't get much done. So.
I'm cutting out my tulips.
And I'm working on my cross stitch.
And I'm trying to read chat, but I'm not doing a very good job of it because I missed a bunch.
Well, it starts adding up a bunch. And they're saying congratulations, Rita.
Got another one.
Couldn't find.
It's Pam.
Hello.
Hello.
Pam was the show last night. Showed us how to make those card holders.
I know. And how to stick your fingers with needles. I was gonna make one today and forgot. got
I
busy
wasn't
trying cut
prepared
up
to do
these
that.
tulips.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that last night at all.
And you're the one though that told us you made them. Show us how. Show us how. That'll teach you to say something.
I know.
And
Oh,
everybody
shoot.
everybody at
The
Kathy's
thing is,
quilt
it's
was
got to be
watching you
sore
make
tonight
it.
all the time. She stuck her finger.
Oops, hold on. It fell out of the thing. It doesn't like my case on it when I put it in the tripod, so I've taken my case.
Oh, I ordered me 3 of those things from Annie's.
That was a good price, wasn't it, for those?
Yeah, I ordered the Beautiful Day, the Ladybird, and Threads That Bind.
Okay, I've got, I think 2 of them I have. The Ladybird I didn't get, but I looked at it again today.
Uh-huh. Did you ever get that other thing to come up for you?
The comfort quilt ones, is that
Yeah.
what? Yes, and I almost ordered them 5-inch squares, but I didn't. But I'm going to keep that place in mind, so I may
They
order
got
more.
the Civil War ones are really nice. I've got 2 of those. But I'm making my tulips out of my Pioneer Woman.
And
And
Kim's gonna say good night, ladies. I have cardiac test early tomorrow. Take care and hope for the best.
yes, hope for the best for you, Kim.
Yeah, I went to cardiac today and I got to do a stress test next
I
week.
just had one. You got to have the induced one or?
Yeah, the induced one. I can't run or anything like that. Not with my hips and knee
That's what I
replacements.
had.
StreamYard kicked Sheila out. Sheila, just come back up if you can. I don't know why it kicks people off. That happens all the time to some of y'all, don't it? Just,
Oh,
Yeah, don't
shoot.
feel bad because it happens to me all
mhm,
the time, don't it, Rita?
it does. And I won't be touching anything sometimes. So
I know.
These things have a mind of their own.
Sheila's coming back. You let her face sit up there to make sure it's her. Yeah. Make sure it's her.
It's hard to do stuff, watch it, and keep up with the chat.
I know it.
That is so
So if
fast.
if it don't answer anything, it's because I didn't see it.
Yeah, I have 2 computers open, one with chat and one without, because I can reach one keyboard easier than the other.
Well, right now I have 2 phones because I just wasn't ready for tonight.
Yeah.
And my Chrome tablet doesn't like to FaceTime. I mean to live stream.
That's
So I'm going to get my husband's computer and start trying to use that.
yes. My Chrome tablet, I can go on and the picture's clear, but I sound like I'm underwater swimming.
Well, I've got a regular tablet, just a cheap tablet. I can go on and see everything great. But just like one of the other girls the other night, you can't chat on it.
Yeah, I think so.
And
No.
my Apple tablet can do everything. It's just I don't want to have it on all the time. It's getting old. So I ended up buying a new one. Wasn't exactly thrilled, but
That's not going to happen for a while for me.
I didn't want to do it. I was running out of things to go on live with.
Yeah, well, I'm just learning how to get all this stuff done. And since I went to AT&T
Yeah.
and they did whatever they did to the phone and my extra phone, I went to take a picture of something a while ago. Now I can't just take a picture. I have to go in and give it permission to take a picture.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't figure out how to get that permission done. But I did finish up cutting up those plaid pants that I was cutting up the other day. And I came up with 244 2-inch squares and one little pocket,
Wow.
little bitty pocket. So now I know how many jeans I need to cut up. And now I got to figure out, other than all the fancy pockets on the jeans that I can incorporate and some of the fancy stitching, I've got to sit down and figure out how big a quilt I can make. At least with the 244 2-inch squares added on to the 4-inch jean squares, because it's going to be like right in the center with some batting underneath it, and then I'll pink cut all the way around it, and then I'll add all those 4-inch squares together.
PTSD. Put it down anyway.
But anyway, shoot. I got the dishes done, dinner done, dishes done, and I'm pooped.
I went and painted.
I tell you,
one
it
coat
makes
on
a
my
world of difference. It makes a world of difference getting those nerves burned in your back.
Yes, it does. I had it done about, well, they do one side 1 week and one side 2 weeks later. And
Well,
my neck, I still have a little pain in it, but not like it was.
yeah. My grandson gave me.
Somebody bought 4 vintage quilt tops while we were traveling. I have to put borders on and cross stitch the rose top. That was when I saw the border on the border on the wrong side. Oh, that's not a good thing.
That's a lot of ripping out.
Yeah. Yep. Peggy Lynn, you better go eat. She just realized she didn't eat yet.
Oh, wow. Well, good night, reading, everyone. Good talking to y'all.
Are you leaving us too?
Yeah.
We've not heard much out of you tonight.
I know. Last night I was actually asleep. My sleeping pattern is bad. I woke up at 11:30 last night.
Oh gosh.
So I'm pretty quiet tonight too. So, but y'all take care. We'll see you later.
Thank you for coming by. Okay.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
I give up on sleeping. When I fall asleep, I fall asleep. If I don't, I don't. I'll grab my cross stitching and try to bore myself to death.
Sometimes I'll
Trying to
have
get
a
it set
night
up where I
where
can see y'all's faces.
sometimes I have a night where I wake up at 1 or 2, so I turn TV on and I'm watching Dragnet, the Highway Patrol.
And you'd think they would bore us to death, right?
And then I finally get sleepy, so I turn TV off and go back to sleep.
And why? Custom Screen Printing wants to come up. Click the link and we'll let you come up.
Yeah.
Reckon he'll sing us a song?
Oh.
If you do, if you are.
Tomorrow I get
Where's-
my
where's
great granddaughter for the day.
Where's Mona?
Do you have it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. They'll
She
check
might
the
be
sugar.
on the So Yes sale tonight.
Hold on for a minute.
I don't know.
There we go.
There's
There we
that's
go.
the
Sorry
screen
about it. I
thing.
don't want no echoing on here. Okay. Now I know that you ladies want to hear me sing a song, right? And I know Rita wants to hear me sing a song, right? Too, right?
Yeah.
I know you're asking for it. I know Mona isn't in there, but I'll make something up about all of you, all right?
Oh,
Okay. Let me get something here. All right, hold on for a minute. Okay. I do this. I don't use any copyright music. 'Cause I don't want to fight for it.
Because I get them copyright strikes every once in a while.
Not with me, you
Put it
won't.
off at 10
You
o'clock,
promise
I
that
think.
one. Okay. Let me get myself together here first. I got the southern accent
Oh,
from
it don't belong
Massachusetts.
till 11.
First of all, we're going to say, we're on the Reader's channel. We're having lots of fun with all the wonderful ladies up on the chat tonight. Reader, where is those quilts? You hiding them on the bush again. Does anybody else do the same thing on this channel? Do you all do those quilts also? Come on, ladies. I don't want to see you hiding your down on the door under those bushes. Love. Oh, look who's in here. Love light shine for. Hey, Mona. Mona has a good old channel. She does some good work. I've been playing this guitar since '83, and I'm not stopping. I might be a little slow, but I want to know what you do on this channel. Oh, everybody that's on the panel. Do you all do quilts like reading? That's what I want to know. Do you ladies, you all do quilts too?
Yes, I do.
They're all sitting there working. They're all busy, busy, busy making the quilt right now.
It's like
You know how
quilt.
long I've been playing this guitar too? Since 1983. Reader, you have a good channel. Keep up the quilt making, and I'll keep coming by. Okay? Now don't look at my neck. You know how musicians look at their neck when they play? They all look at their neck when they play. There you go. Like, I don't. I play fine. And they do that is because they're nervous when they're singing in a bunch of people, in front of a bunch of people.
Okay.
I sang in in front of a bunch of people in church, and I was scared to death. But see my American flag there, strap?
Yeah, I see that.
I paid a lot of money for that. I was overcharged for that thing. So I can see, I make up songs when I'm on someone's channel because I don't want to copy strike your channel. because they see what it is. They don't strike your channel to kick you off, but what they do is if I sing a hymn on here, they'll charge you. They'll take some revenue from you because the what do you call it, the person that wrote the hymn, well, people that wrote the hymn are in their grave, but some people buy the hymn and they use it, they own it. So what happens, you use an old hymn, somebody wants some of the revenue out of it, so they use it, but they money out of it.
Okay, so if I was making money off of this stream and somebody copyrighted it, they'd get part of the money off of the live stream, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if someone came up and sang a hymn like Near the Cross,
Uh-huh.
they sang it on your channel, the person will make revenue from that hymn they sing on your channel. A part of it will go to them and the rest will go to you. Hey Mona, what you doing, Mona? Why ain't you up in the stream? Why ain't you up here with Rita Rose tonight? See? It takes a lot of, you have to know the chord to do that.
Mm.
You all have great channels. I know you all have great talent, you ladies up here. You do all those quilts and stuff, and you make them, and you take all your sweet old time making them like Rita does and show them off. And Rita, I was blown away the other day when you were showing that other quilt that you made. What an awesome job, really. You got great talent.
You ought to see these quilts these other ladies make. You just not saw theirs.
Well, you ladies,
pretty. Look at those blocks there. Look at those blocks there behind Pam, and Francis has got some pretty ones. And look at Sandra, so pretty.
Yeah, these are beautiful. Good job, ladies.
That's two different quilts. There's all of them up on my wall.
And Sandra says her closets are full of quilts.
Wow.
You don't even want to look in that closet. There's like
Why not?
30.
Open the door. Let's see them.
Yeah, well, then you'd have to fold them and put them all back. But if you want to pull them out, we'll look at them. That's up to you.
Come on, you can't hide your light
I'll
around the
go
bush.
grab two of them that are in the other room.
Don't let the light be hide under the bushel. No, it ain't good. You got talent, let your light shine among all of them. I own 3 guitars. I got one electric guitar, just an electric guitar and acoustic, and the one in the corner is a acoustic, which I'm going to put a pickup on it. And when my girlfriend comes over to be with me, I'm going to give that guitar to her and teach her how to play it. I got a song to sing about Rita. She makes so wonderful quilts. She takes the time and I tell them how wonderful. Never quit doing your quilt, they look very well. Oh, look at these two. Look at these.
Yeah, I'm going to make her bigger. I'm going to make you bigger, Sandra.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, look at these.
It
Man.
doesn't put on 10 pounds, it puts on a lot. Like, look for the top and bottom.
You did a good job making those quilts. It looked very good. May you never stop making them, because I'll be disappointed.
This is from a contact creator, Lisa Capon Quilts.
Wow.
During COVID, she decided that we would sew a block every day.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is a collage quilt.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And there's, I think, 30-some blocks.
Oh, wow.
That I had to keep sewing until they all fit in there and with little spacers. And it was done around Easter time. So I got a bunny.
Bunny. Uh-huh.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When I quilted it, I put it on minky purple leopard.
That looks real nice.
And That one I use every single night. And then this one here, I was given this yardage of this purple plaid.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know what to do. But I do what's called row by row quilts.
Yeah.
And we go to 8 different stores and we get a kit.
Okay.
So it starts out,
Wow, that's
each
beautiful.
store
Wow.
had a different block.
Nice.
This one's called a pop of color.
You know, Rita, I'd like to ask you a question too.
Okay.
Why don't you make American flag quilt?
Well, I ought to, I know, but I just haven't.
Maybe you should. That'll be looking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They had to be black and white with a pop of color. So it's like they're
Yeah.
all got black and
That's
then a
nice.
pop of
That's really
color.
beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful job. I like the little, what's that, cats on the, in there?
Those are little French bulldogs.
Oh, okay. They're very nice. I like that.
They're bears or bunnies, but
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
they're
that's
little
very
French
nice.
bulldogs with their big pointy ears and then their bands.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And then it's like my quilting on the back shows
Yeah.
up. It's got hearts. My
You do
daughter
that with
wants
a
this
sewing machine,
one.
right? You take a sewing machine to do that, right?
The what?
You use a sewing machine. You couldn't do it by hand. That's for sure. Be too difficult.
Well, yeah. The applique on these quilts are done by machine.
That's
Most
good.
of my applique is done by hand.
Oh, okay.
But it's like every quilt had to be black and white with a pop of color.
Yeah. Nice too. Great.
I did row by row for 13 years.
How long you been? Let me ask you something. How long you been doing this? So, how many years you been doing this?
Well, steady making quilts. I went back to quilting in 1992.
Okay.
I started when I was mother of 3 little ones, 3 and 3 years, and said, "That's enough.
Wow.
I can't quilt with kids."
That's true.
But this one here was a blast because every day we was told what supplies we needed, and we met the next day.
Wow, that's awesome.
But
Beautiful.
thank you. You can go back to small now, Rita.
okay, go back.
That's 2 of I think 50 I have in my house.
Awesome.
Hey, Peggy Lynn, can you show your barn square dance quilt? She said you would like this one. It's red, white, and blue. Can you come up? You bring it up and show us?
It's like,
I got my wild and goosey I want to show you.
Oh, all right. You got it ready? Let's make you big. She's going to show us wild and goosey.
Oh, that's beautiful too. Awesome.
Each one of those little bitty pieces, this is paper pieced, and they're little bitty pieces.
Wow. Nice.
And well,
all scrappy.
All
this
scratch.
is,
I
the
like
one, this is the one that I made in 3 months for John for Christmas.
Christmas. Okay. That's pretty. I like that. And you do paper piecing. Some people have asked about that. I don't do paper piecing.
Do simple when you start, Rita.
Believe me, it's
That's
the
all I
only
can
paper
say.
piecing I've done.
I did the big elephant. Oh, she's right.
Are you going to show the elephant? Have you got the elephant there too?
I think she's still sitting right here. Yep, she is. She's
Show
not
us.
quilted yet.
Oh. All right, we've got you big.
It's like,
Well, if you start making that a quilt, we want to see it. Most definitely.
this
Hey,
is the
Judy.
same one that Mona did,
Yeah.
but I chose Civil War purple.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
That looks like a lot of work.
Oh, they are. Because it's like you got to match up their toes, tail. She went on vacation with me and we got pictures of her at lighthouses, on the ocean.
Oh, wow.
But
So
my material here, this light color,
yeah.
was too light. So I went back and hand painted all of them except for a couple.
Wow.
I went back and hand painted them to fill in because it was too white, too light. That was a challenge.
Yeah. So
And
But I'm
Linda,
glad I
He
did.
says it looks like an elephant. Mona says it is an elephant.
Yeah.
And Corky wants to know what paper piecing is.
Hard.
Yeah. The best thing is go over to my YouTube and find my paper piecing hummingbirds, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Corky, go to Sandra Kay's channel. Sandra, have you put your link in there at any time? You need to write Hen and get your link dropped.
Okay.
Because that's where you need to go to learn paper piecing.
I did butterflies on there and a hummingbird,
oh,
and they're right behind me too. Because they wasn't supposed to be there. I was teaching a class over on Kathy Quilts and Crafts, and we did hummingbird. Some of us. Let us say.
There's Sandra's channel. Y'all have to click on it.
Okay. Here's the little hummingbirds.
Can you show it to me again, please? Which one do you want to look at, Charlotte?
There's
Let me get you up there.
okay.
I just joined Sandra's channel.
So
Okay. See, there's the hummingbirds.
Wow, they're pretty.
What's that? I guess one's nose diving somewhere. There.
and they're paper pieced.
That foundation paper pieced.
Oh,
And then, come on, butterflies. I know you're all in here. I've only got a few butterflies.
I
But,
went up on the stream with Rita tonight.
okay. It's like, there's one, two. You do them in all your scraps.
Little bit higher. There you go.
Okay.
They're so pretty. Those butterflies are beautiful. I like them better than the hummingbirds. Yeah. Aren't them pretty?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still making them too.
Oh,
I need 20 altogether for the term quilt I'm going to make.
that's good. Can't wait to see the quilt when it's done.
It's like, they're still coming.
A lot to do so far, huh?
And then you can enlarge the pattern a little bit and make a bigger butterfly.
And
okay.
Charlotte wants to see the elephant one more time.
Okay. And I'm making the elephant all over again, but reduced.
Then somebody asked what you used to paint it with. I think I saw that.
Just a permanent marker paint. It's like,
There's the elephant.
Wow, that's a
I'm looking
big,
through the elephant to see if I got it on there.
yeah.
Oh,
And then the feet, the toenails and everything are down there.
Wow.
that's something. No. All right. I'm gonna make you. And Peggy Lynn's waiting. She's gonna show us one.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Good evening, everybody.
There's her red, white, and blue.
Sorry, I'm eating my sandwich.
It's okay.
So
Oh,
this
Look at
is
that one.
my barn square
Yeah.
dance.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Uh,
How long did it
That's
take you to make
pretty.
that?
It has it's my own design, my own pattern.
Wow, that's
It has hang on a minute and I'll read my tag.
I think I remember you showing this pattern to us a long time ago, didn't you?
Yeah,
And you were working on?
It's inspired by a wooden barn quilt I saw, and named for how the blocks and the borders seem to dance around the quilt top. So,
Didn't you show us a long time ago somebody else's channel that you were trying to come up with the right combination or something?
yeah, I was trying to work it out, but see how the red
I remember
goes
that.
over top of the blue? It does that all the way around. So every piece, it's like this border here is spinning around the quilt. But all the stars are appliqued on. This is actually the first one I had quilted by a quilter on a long arm. I don't know if you can see it, but she put this pattern on it.
Yep,
That's
stars.
That's awesome.
Stars
Love
and
it.
moons.
And
That's
then
nice.
the quilt I just finished the other day is
wow.
this one.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
My back far enough?
That's nice. I like it.
We can see. We see over half of it. Yes, and
Yeah.
that was called daisies.
Geese and the Lilies.
Yeah, geese and the lilies.
Hold on, let me get to my tag, because there's a pattern I paid for, and I normally don't. I normally do my own thing. It's Geese and the Lilies pattern by Debbie Maddie. And I found it online and purchased it. And I made this one in April.
Yeah.
Started it and finished it before April was up. And it was all quilted on my domestic machine. I did Stitch in the Ditch, and then some of it, I don't know if you can see, it's got a serpentine that runs up and down through here. And I also did the serpentine here on the binding.
Wow.
And what I'm working on now is another quilt this color that I was going to put on the back of this, but I put polka dot on this instead. And I'm making another quilt top that I'm going to give to my neighbor lady. She doesn't know it yet, but she always helps me hang these up on her clothesline so I can get a picture of them. So I thought I'd make her a quilt.
That's nice of you.
So, but I have the pattern for that barn square dance. It took me, I'm wanting to say 8 days to create the pattern so that anybody could read it and use it. And when I made this quilt, I took pictures throughout. So if you go looking at it and you think, oh my gosh, there's 27 pages, you have to remember there's a gazillion photos in it to help people understand.
No, I still
Because I did freezer paper piecing on this. So this right here is a block. This here is one block. And I did a paper piece pattern I made for it. And then I lined up the stripes of the fabric so that everything would be here. And then for the red block, I changed what stripe went where. So it would have a red here and blue up against this red, where this one has red against the blue and then blue down here. But it's all explained in that pattern. And I know somebody complained because it was 27 pages. And I said, well, I can't explain how to make this in two. I mean, there's just no way, because you've got a freezer paper method here, then you have to lay it out, and you actually, I sewed it in sections. So from hand to hand is a section, right? So there were 4 sections, and then the 4 sections got put together.
Okay.
Wow.
And that was so I could get the borders exactly how I wanted them. And then I did a 45. I did a 45 on my corners and tried to, I don't know if you can see, here we go. And I tried to line up my stripes in the corners too. So I cut extra so I could get it lined up,
Yeah.
which was a trick. And then the pattern doesn't have this. I changed my mind after it came back from the quilter, and I made this flanged binding instead of just a regular one. I wanted a little strip of red and blue. In the original, I'd planned on doing a red binding, but I changed my mind, and the pattern was already written. So,
Ladies, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. So I'll see y'all later.
All right.
all right, good night. You take off now.
Good night.
Coming up. We'll be back again. So
All right. I just had a full day today and I can't concentrate on
I
doing anything.
understand.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right.
It's like
I don't know
Mona's
what I'm
telling
now
about her
for.
experience of paper piecing.
You can take me off the big screen, unpin me.
I forgot. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't look very good. I'm actually going to get off so I can finish eating.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks for joining
Okay,
us.
bye, baby.
You're welcome. I'll still be in chat.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. Wow,
It's
well,
like-
what a treat tonight. Seeing very talented ladies on here.
It's
It's
like,
very awesome.
well, my row by row quilts are in a hope chest at the foot of my bed because they're memories of my husband and my traveling to all these quilt shops.
Yeah.
And each year they had a different theme. So some of them I didn't want to do. I guarantee you, I did not want to do. And then that one with Lisa Capon quilts. It was after my husband died. COVID hit. And so I thought, why not follow her and join? That's when I joined YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you a question? Where is the quilt that you were talking about?
Which one?
The one you said that, yeah, about your husband and everything. Where is that one?
She showed us. Yeah.
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 I made, he was a professional. I call him my tourist guide for making shop hops.
Oh,
He
okay.
loved traveling and going to quilt stores. He
Oh,
would
okay.
say, pick a pattern and we're going to go buy the material to make that quilt. And we
Oh.
would travel thousands of miles. One of our
Oh.
shop hops left Washington State here. We went over into Montana, dropped down into upper Idaho over there. And we started, we went down through that edge of Idaho into Utah, back up through Wyoming. We went around the whole Grand Tetons shop hopping.
Oh, wow.
We found quilt stores in hardware stores. We found quilt stores in mercantiles. You go in, they sell groceries, they sell everything, tools, farm feed. Up in the rafters was boats they sold. They had them chained up, heist up into the rafters. It was beautiful. And they had the most reasonable price fabric that we ever seen. But it was just funny. You got to see hardware stores with fabric. We got to see feed stores with fabric. In this one shop, their other business was the marijuana shop that was right next door. And then on the other side was a fishing tackle. So if the guys wanted to go whichever direction, they could. But if my husband, he just grabbed a book and told me to Google this town for quilt shops, and he'd find these quilt shops, and that's how we would take off.
Oh, wow. Good story.
Declutter Quilting has a pattern coming out in Quilters World magazine in the fall. That's paper piecing, and it. Wow, that's something.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's like I make most of mine up as I go, because you can find one block like Rita's last couple ones. You can find one block, just do them in many colors, and put a beautiful quilt together. That sashing and the cornerstones. They just make the quilt.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it.
And both of these samplers will have sashing and cornerstones.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll find a mutual border. I haven't bought it yet because that's all my scraps over here. And the other ones was a kit. These was kits on the shop pop. We paid $6 a kit. $4 went back to the store, and $2 went to Project Linus or Pet Rescue.
Anderson.
Good. Now, Rita, I want to ask you something. Now, your channel is funny. I seen someone ask me if I do quilting, and I
Yeah.
was laughing.
Yes.
I don't. I do t-shirt quilting.
There are so many men that are beautiful quilters or long armors or both.
I can't do
There's
that.
this one guy, he just goes by Michael Quilts on YouTube. You go look at some of his quilts and you just go, uh-huh. He loves
I can ask my husband to look at mine on the wall to tell me what colors need to be moved, and he won't even do that, So, well, tell me what color needs to go here or there, and he won't even do that, so.
My husband called them blankets, and it's like, no, they're quilts. Blankets you buy at the store, quilts.
My next quilting
is what we do.
Oranges.
Oranges.
Oh, wow. Peggy,
It's like, how's your tulips going there, Francis? She's busy counting or looking.
Yeah, she thought since you were in this stream, you quilted. No, he just visiting with us.
No, I'm not going to get into doing that. I have enough.
And we're not really just a quilt group. We're just a group.
We have a very good quilting group too. Every time I come in, I'm blown away with all you ladies doing awesome jobs on your quilts. They're really fantastic. They really are.
Well, see, I go on Kathy Quilts and Crafts. She's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 a.m. my time until last night. We did 11 hours and 10 minutes.
Wow.
And it's like, I tried doing other things. I ate my dinner, visited with my friend. And it's like, finally at midnight, I said, I'm done.
See, I couldn't do that. I have to almost wait till dark to do these, and by that time I'm tired because there's too much going on during the day just to stay that many hours.
And then tomorrow was having a 3-year-old granddaughter.
Rita, you're amazing. You really are. I've seen that video about that big machine. I said, oh my gosh, what is that?
That big machine is a time saver.
It is, yeah.
Because if we do it by hand, it's going to take years. That's what I always say. Because I can find other things to do than hand quilt.
You wasn't offended because she thought you were a quilter. No, he wasn't offended.
Oh no. I just don't want to get into that. I'm not. I got too much on my plate as it is. I couldn't even do that. But I can sew, but I don't see this one I'm wearing. I made this out of a polo hoodie.
But he's a preacher, and he has a channel where he preaches on too. So.
Yeah, I print T-shirts and sweatshirts, hoodies, and now baseball caps this summer. I built my own baseball cap press in my studio. So I built my own stuff, so I don't buy it. So I built everything. So
my husband goes to the quilt stores with me. He's a biker, bald with a goatee. I think people wonder why he's in there.
Oh, my husband would go in and make friends with every store operator. And one store, the husband, he quit working because his wife needed more help in the quilt store. So he started designing his quilts too and making patterns and stuff.
When I take my husband, he sits in the truck and waits on me.
Well, when I went to that shop after my husband passed away, they go, "Where's Larry?" And so I had to tell him that he passed away. And then he was speechless. He didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said, I'm going to miss him because he'd come in and he'd ask good questions. At least it told me my husband listened. He knew what a fat quarter was. He knew what a quarter-inch stitch was. He knew some of the tech words, but how to use them? No. And Mona, Francis, what are you working on? Asked Mona.
You want to show us what you're working on when we make you big?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
I
want to know
was
what you're working on,
cutting out my
Francis.
material for the tulips.
You got some.
Pioneer
You have
Woman
some.
material.
Make that screen
I'm
bigger.
just putting it out, for the tulips. I'm
I
gonna
have
make
never
tulip
found
quilt.
any yet.
Let's see. Let me get some colors. Here's some colors.
Oh, there you go.
It's pretty colors.
Yeah, they are very beautiful colors.
And that's Pioneer Woman.
If I can get it to come loose, and then there's that color. Well,
Yeah.
blue and that. There's all different colors.
Hmm.
I just been cutting, and then I decided to sit here and what I had already cut, put them together.
So you're sewing it together now?
No, I'm just piecing them up together. Putting the colors together, and then I'll probably sew some tomorrow. John's got to go to the doctor first thing in the morning, and I have to go with him, and so I probably won't do anything until later on tomorrow.
That's how it ends up being, right? We put our quilts on hold to go do other things.
Yeah.
No, Terry doesn't quilt. He's not even interested in my quilts.
He will be some night he's cold.
You think?
I think I'm surprised that he isn't interested because sometimes a husband will get interested in what his wife is doing and participate in it.
But he don't say nothing about my clutter because my quilting is a cluttered mess. In the room we're in all the time, so at least he don't complain about it. Yeah.
Mine is too. And right now with Beverly, I have to do it in the kitchen, or she would wear the hallway out, walking back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
She went to bed at 7:30 tonight.
Well, went to bed early. Will she get up early if she goes to bed early?
Well, she's got to get up early in the morning because she's got to go with us. Because I don't have anybody to leave her with, because the lady I usually leave her with, her sister is visiting, and I'm not going to leave her with her visiting. So
Frances is a caretaker for a cousin with dementia, so I know that's got to be hard on you too.
It's very hard, very hard.
Yeah. I'd give 2 hours or 3 hours relief every day to a gal with taking care of her husband with dementia. And he also had Lou Gehrig's at the same time.
Hey, Bevel.
But it's like she'd come in the house from doing whatever, and he'd go, "Who's that woman?" and get her out of here, and this and that. It's like, I said, I can't get rid of her. She owns the house. And no, I own this house. I have no idea who she was. But it's just a constant disagreement. But you do the best you can.
People don't realize until they do it. Well, John's dad had dementia too, and we kept him for almost 20 years. And we ended up having to put him in a nursing home right at the end because he fell off the bed one night, and John was at work, and I couldn't get him up. And so he had to I gave him a pillow and a blanket, and I said, "You're just going to have to lay there till John gets home." And John or his sister, either one, and she's a nurse, and she had one of those lifter things, and they still couldn't get him up. So we had to call the ambulance to come get him. So from there, we just went ahead and had to put him in a nursing home, but he was in the nursing home with his daughter. Doris worked there, so.
How long did he just have to stay in the nursing home before
How long did he stay there, John? About 3 months at the tops. And he had a aneurysm in his lung.
Oh, wow.
He was coughing up blood, drowning in his blood.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hard on the family.
It is hard, especially after you keep them for so many years. And then before her, we had his other cousin, and she was a drug addict, and we got her off of drugs, and she's been clean for 5 years now. So
You're very kind-hearted in helping all this family.
yeah, I am too good-hearted.
My son
Donnie
says
is
he's
too.
just
We're
gonna
both
lock.
too good-hearted.
My son says he's gonna lock me in my house and just bring me food occasionally.
As long as you got some fabric, you'll be all right.
But I thought that was better than going to a nursing home.
Yeah.
I just gotta learn to live with myself even better yet.
Well, she's getting really bad, so we may have to soon
Yeah.
put her in a facility. We don't know yet, but we're trying not to. But I tell you,
But
it's not
there's
getting
times
any
you have to
easier.
do it for yourself. This lady that I took care of, the husband, she says, I'm not putting him in one. And it just got so bad. Even with help 7 days a week, it got to where he was too combative and too much for her.
Telling you,
But
it's rough.
I don't know if you're in that stage yet. Didn't even know what a bathroom facility was used for.
I have to go in there when she takes a shower and show her how to wash her hair, because if I put shampoo in her hand, she'll start washing her face.
Yeah.
And I say, no, that's shampoo. And then I have to put soap on the rag and tell her she's got to wash her body. And I have to tell her every place to wash, because she just I don't know.
My last gal I took
But
care of was,
health-wise, she's healthier than I am.
yeah, the last gal I took care of, she kept hiding poo. It'd be in the drawer. It'd be in the purse. It would be in the chair.
Yes.
That's
Her
funny,
thing
but pitiful at the same time, though.
Her thing is napkins. She hoards napkins in her room, and John can go in her room when she's with me, and go in and get, I know, this many napkins out of drawers and all, where she hides napkins like there's going to be a shortage or something.
But they don't understand what the toilet is, the shower, just the dishwasher. They don't even remember what a fork and spoon are.
She
don't
don't
put
do
food on a
nothing
plate and they'll
anymore.
just stare at it.
She used to get her tea out of the refrigerator, but she don't even know how to do that now. And her medicine, she wants to put her medicine in her tea glass. And if I'm not standing over top of her, she will.
Yeah.
So I have to stand right there until she takes her medicine. I say, it doesn't go in there. And she'll start shaking real bad. And, well, I don't know. And I said, it goes in your mouth. And then her nose spray, a lot of times she tries to spray it in her mouth or on her arm. And I just, sometimes it drives me insane.
Yeah. It was a learning experience, what I could go through.
Yes.
But I kept my husband here through the last 3 weeks of his life, because we only had, from diagnosis to him passing, was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it went so fast, and to watch him go down, for my husband not to know what a remote control was to the TV, that was sad.
Yeah.
He didn't even know what TV was anymore.
And
he didn't know what the phone was ringing.
Get her to take a shower, it's like pulling teeth.
And his next to this, Thursday night, just before he passed on Saturday, he had to go to the bathroom. He couldn't remember how to walk.
Yeah.
He couldn't remember putting one foot in front of the other. Well, we get to the bathroom in the wheelchair, and then we had to help him walk to the toilet.
Mhm.
And down he fell. And then
Oh,
we
wow.
had to call for a lift assist. So here we got 5 husky guys, me, my husband, and my grandson. We're all shoved in my bathroom that wasn't big enough for all of it, getting him up. And then that night, it was, he went into a
Good night,
coma.
Mona.
Night, Mona. But he
Night,
went
Mona.
into a coma that night and never woke back up. But it's
Yeah.
like, it was
Well, I
pain
tell
free.
you what, when I die, I hope I die in my sleep.
So
Friends and
sweet.
family came and spent the day, and then they all left. The last person walked out the door at 7:45. At 8:13, he took his last breath,
And you were there by yourself.
all by myself. Yep.
I know that had to be hard.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
what do you do? It's like, you don't call 911. Do not call 911. If a police comes into your house, they can hold the body for 3 days while they investigate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they
Oh, wow.
knew he was on hospice care. But my grandson, when he was bringing my daughter down, he was speeding through the park. And the cop then took responsibility because, he says, I'm trying to get her down. Her dad just died. So she could say her last final goodbyes. And the cop says, okay, it's 20 miles an hour until you get this far, and then it's 25. I'll be the one going faster than you. And so he came right down here because he didn't want me to be by myself.
Yeah.
Well, then he found out because he was here at a death that they could hold the body. So him and another cop, they talked and they said she didn't call 911. So we can say we don't have to hold the body. But when he come in and told me that, I just wanted to hit him because I didn't call him. It's like, I don't want the body delayed. I don't want this. But it's like, do not call 911. But I have to, if I ever sell my house, I have to report that there was a death in the house. Some people will not buy a house.
I know. They won't.
But it's just one of those things.
Mm.
But on to happier notes. It's like I started quilting heavier yet after he passed. But it's like life experiences, we all have to learn them sometime.
Yeah.
And thank you, Just Ordinary Girl 46. It's like it's just one of those, life goes on.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And quilting is my therapy. It really is. It distracts the brain.
Yeah.
But there's so many quilts out there to make. It's like, if my daughter was going to keep on a farm, I was going to get the chicken and make the chicken quilt. It's like, she's moving off the farm.
Did Charlotte ever show you the quilt that she made? Do you remember you said she made one and she was going to come up and show you? Did she ever? I think that was the one, wasn't it?
With who? Who?
I thought it was Charlotte. You said that she made something.
Charlotte.
Is that the one?
Yeah, last night Charlotte was wanting to show one, and she said she emailed me a picture of it. But so I'll try to print out the picture and show it tomorrow night. Okay? I don't know how to open up the email and show it on here. So, yeah.
Oh.
But if I print out a picture tomorrow, I'll show it.
Okay. I don't think you can show it off an email anyway, unless you're on the phone. You could do it.
Yeah, but I'll print it out or something if I have to. I'll figure out a way to show it.
Too bad she wouldn't come up and show it. It'd be nice, you know.
It would be nice. I'd like for her to. I think she's still in here, but
She is. Yes, please do. She said. About the email, I think she meant. probably camera shy. Some people are camera shy.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong.
she's still in here. Yeah, she asked Sandra a question. Charlotte, you want to come up and show your quilt?
Don't be afraid to. Feel free to do so. Yes, I'm in here. I'm here.
He's here.
Why don't you come up and show us your quilt? We'd love to see it. That's what this channel is all about. Show your gift off. It's a skill. It's nice to see it. These ladies on here are awesome quilt makers.
She says she don't know. She says she don't know how. Well,
I'll tell you how. The link is in the channel. If you put the link in, if you click the link, if you have a computer, click the link, and you'll pop up and you say YouTube, and you click the red bar that says YouTube, and you'll come right in. Some people ain't computer savvy. No.
And I'll even post the link again. It's at the top, but I'll put it down here at the bottom again.
Does she have a computer or a phone? Which one does she have? Do you know?
I don't know.
Charlotte, do you have a computer or do you have a cell phone? Which would you have? You could use a cell phone or a computer and just jump up. Just click the link and
that would. I'm not computer savvy either, but I'm figuring out a few little things. I'll never be good at it, but
if you click the link, you can jump up and you'll be in the what do you call it? What do you call it?
The basement. They call it the basement because I can.
Yeah.
Can you guys see everybody at the bottom, or is that just me? Do y'all see who's? Or am I the only one that can see that?
I think you're the only one can see
I
it.
can see it. Okay.
Just tell them to show the face and tell them to tell who they are, because you can get a troll up here too.
I know. Me and Sandra had one the other night. And they wanted to come up, and we wouldn't let him. And we got called miserable farts.
That was not nice.
And
we smiled at the whole thing, Rita, didn't we? We just smiled.
It was funny, but
And she wouldn't let him come up because she didn't know him, and he called them miserable farts.
And Mona said he was trying to come in from Mona's side, and she said there was some stuff that YouTube wouldn't even put up there. So he called us worse than that, but that didn't get blocked. But
that was awful. That wasn't nice.
But we smiled. If that's what they want to call us, go ahead.
I told him I've been called worse before. So.
I was just glad it wasn't on the one that showed all his body parts.
I had that. I messed up and had that happen one day, and he was using a name of somebody I thought I knew. He was faking a name.
And I think they do that.
Oh.
I'm not coming on. Sorry, that's all right.
It's like
She don't know how to do it. That's all right, Charlotte.
Some people are still very much afraid of going on things like this. It's like I have permission from my grandkids to when the great grandkids are here, because they say this is part of your life, and we're not saying what town we live in or what their full names are, so they don't know anything.
I had someone use my name on YouTube and calls himself Custom Screen Printing too. And friends of mine in the Philippines, they were trying to claim that was me, and they knew me very well, so they blocked them. They put them in the basement because they were trying to claim it was me, and they knew me very well, and they knew it wasn't me. So they took care of them.
And I can't remember what his name was.
I can't either.
I wouldn't want to remember
Yeah, he
it.
told us he was a prize fighter or something, though, didn't he? Didn't he?
He
Yeah.
something.
You can
There was-
ban them too, you know. You
There
gotta
was
ban
no
them.
reason for him to even come on with us, but he was over on Mona's side, so that's why we couldn't get to him.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, because I would have went and blocked him on my behalf.
Mm.
But it's like Mona, she come on and found it, and then her robot thing took over.
Does Francis have a channel? No, I think Francis just likes to join us. You don't have.
I don't have a channel.
It's like I just started mine, and I'm not rushing. It's just tutorials, helps, whatever.
And Francis is in North Carolina. Oh, that was his name. That's it. That was who that was, but that wasn't his real name.
Right.
Court meeting.
Yeah, because some of them looked up his YouTube.
Well, you have your StreamYard reader. You can ban people, and they store their names in the place where you ban them, and they're stored in your ban folder. They'll see the names of the people that try to come into your channel.
I'll tell the winner here in a minute.
How they give you the ban people that you don't want coming in.
Well, just the other night, she had a picture. Someone was trying to come in with no picture, and she says she doesn't accept if there's no picture on the screen.
Good for you, Rita. Don't let anyone in that don't show their picture. If they show themselves and you don't know them, let them up. That's control. They're
And
bad.
she said, I'm just ignoring him. And that's what she
Good.
did. She just left him in the basement.
You can also ban them too on your StreamYard, and you'll block them. They won't ever come back in. You ban them, they're gone. They're done.
Okay, I don't think I banned anybody because I don't even know how to do that. But
It'll show you how. When the troll tries to come up, you look at a list like there. Say if they're in the window. See that 3 dots right there? I'm pointing on my. I don't know if you can see that.
No.
oh, it's over to the side. Yeah, I see that.
Well, get on there.
Click on. Yeah, I see them. Yeah,
That's
but
how
I've
you
never
put
banned anybody. Yeah.
That's how you ban them on the other window when they're in the basement.
Oh,
You have
that's
3
why I'm
dots,
over there.
and that's how you ban. You click the 3 dots and say, "Do you want to ban this person?" You click the ban, and that means they're totally blocked from your channel, and they can never come back in.
Okay.
And they'll show the name in your ban list who they are, and they'll tell you who they are.
Okay.
I could teach you this stuff. I know all about StreamYard real well. So
But people teach me, and then the next time I go in, I've done forgot, and I don't think I have dementia. I just can't remember.
don't worry.
Well, it
I'm
doesn't,
good at teaching people. I don't care if they're not. I'll remind you.
it just doesn't happen often
All
enough.
right, you're
I'm
laughing.
the same way. I'm the same way.
Sometimes I just get scatterbrained. I'm telling you.
Oh, Rita, we hooked up our incubator tonight, and it's got a set for 12 hours.
All
We
right.
hooked it up tonight, so tomorrow we'll be able to put the eggs in.
All right. Mine's going again. I'm trying to hatch out
Is
some
it?
more. Yeah. I don't been on about a week, so I've got a couple more weeks to go, but
Yeah.
I have friends that actually hatch some eggs from her incubator. Tasha, after Tasha Adventure, she has some that she has hatched out and they're growing really good.
good. Okay.
So it was really good that she showed them to me, and I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm. Charlotte says she has family from North Carolina, and their maiden name was Owen. That's what she says. Francis.
We're at North Carolina.
Have to wait and let her tell us.
Okay. Peggy Lynn's got to watch it again. She's on the phone with her daughter, missing most of everything now.
she's not sure, she said.
Yeah.
Well, 5 more minutes. Y'all better, if anything else say.
It's like,
Rita don't stay up past her bedtime. So.
I'm going to go paint some more in my bathroom. I'm not happy with the color after I bought it, but yeah, I'll live with it.
What color is it?
I went with, believe it or not, it's Witch's Brew.
Witch's
What?
Brew.
What color is that?
It's in the turquoise family, but it looks really green now that it's on my wall because my
That's a
shower
fish.
curtain has got
Fish.
turquoise and blue, and it's a fish under the sea.
The green is blue, turquoise.
Yeah,
I couldn't
but
get
it looks
that.
more green.
Oh,
But
okay.
I said Witch's Brew sounds good.
Oh,
But
my
it's
God.
like, I'll live with it. It's only paint. It's in the bathroom. Who cares, right?
And Julie thinks this sounds pretty, but Witch's Brew, I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy one to call Witch's Brew.
Well, I had a contractor that designed my bathroom. He put Maybelline color on the wall in the bathroom. They call it Maybelline.
Maybelline.
It's like,
That was funny.
and Lori will ask me in the morning if I got it done, and I'll say no because I don't plan on getting it all done.
And let's see, what is it? Is it 7 where you're at? 7 o'clock?
It's
No, 8?
almost 8 o'clock.
Almost 8.
Yep. But I got to go get me a ladder to stand on. That's why I go, it was 6 o'clock, and I go, I'm going to just eat my dinner and wait for Rita to come on, and then I'll paint afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cover it with a quilt. That works, Lori.
Now, you need to be climbing up and down the ladder there by yourself, though, at night. Take a phone or something in case you fall off the ladder or something.
I always have my phone in my pocket.
Well, Charlotte, I'm from Massachusetts. That's where I'm
But
from.
I only go up one step. I do not like ladders.
Oh.
And I'll stretch. I'm lucky. My house has only got 7'2" ceilings.
Okay.
It's
How tall are you? Are you short?
5'4".
5'4"?
Yeah. So it's like one step up on the ladder. It's like Lori says, don't try and stop her, Rita. I don't listen to anything I'm told.
I'm pretty bad to act like I'm going to do something just so I'll get Terry to go do it.
But I gotta, I figure I'm gonna work on some of the walls because I'm not painting with a 3-year-old tomorrow.
No.
Be careful, right?
No. So I thought I'd get as much as I could get done tonight. There's no hurry.
That wasn't Blake's
So
woman,
be
though.
careful on that ladder, right? For me.
I just want to
But
get
she's second place, so
my washer and dryer back in the bathroom, even if it's temporary, because every place I go to find my vinyl floor I want to put down, they have to order it in. I want to see it and touch it with my hand. I want to know it's the color I want.
Mm-hmm.
So until I go to town, and I don't make any trips. Oh, Lori Clark says finger painting. What a great Gigi, Ma.
you should have got your shower tonight.
Lori has met Alani. She's met all of the grandkids through YouTube. My 3 great grandkids are YouTube stars, and they are just darling. One day, Coda and Aspen, they were saying hello to everybody. They go, we don't, I said, you don't see them, but their names are, and I was pointing at their names in the chat. And they would say hi to everybody. And it's like, they're enjoying grandkids through me, great grandkids. Because I'm young enough to keep up with them still. But she is bullheaded.
She's coming back.
And they're my coaches. They go, you're doing good, Gigi Mom.
Last week or last
She
night.
has leaving mother's anxiety because I picked her up last Thursday. My son's been sick. And it's like he couldn't watch her. And so I went out and picked her up, and that was the best day because Mom didn't drop her off and leave her.
Okay, made it better.
Yeah, and it made it way better. But do I want to drive out there every day? No. It's only 5 miles, but it's like it gives me time to get things done here. But
How's your
she's got
son
to get
doing now?
over it.
How's your son feeling now?
He went back to work today,
Okay. Good.
but he says, "Mom, I really died." He says that is exactly what it felt like. And my grandson-in-law, he had it. My
Oh,
grandson Austin, he had it. And now I just found out my daughter Melinda has it.
Hmm.
And it's like, please. I've missed everything.
Right,
That
Renee.
COVID has never hit me at all. And I hope it don't.
Hmm.
I've
hope it
witnessed it
don't.
through my kids.
I never had the vaccination. Never gonna have it. I stay away from people. I wear a mask. I don't get near people.
Yeah. But my daughter was in the medical, she was a medical assistant, and she got it.
What did you say?
And it's like, I just don't want to take a chance, but I got vaccinated. But it's like, I did it only because my kids said, Mom, you're getting old. They keep reminding me that 67's old. They're such sweet kids.
You know
But
how many people ask me my age? I wouldn't tell them.
Oh,
Don't look anyway.
I'm not going to count my birthday next year because I don't want to be number 69. I'm going to, it's 68 and holding, and then I'll skip right up to 70. But it's past 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock Rita's time.
It is. It's 10:02. So
Yep.
COVID for 4 days and didn't take my head. We had COVID. We were sick too. We felt bad.
Oh, it's been weeks for some people.
But I mean, it was 2 years ago. It's been a while, but
Yeah, I know.
We felt like we've been beat with stick. It was bad. So
I know someone that right now is on their 3rd week of getting over COVID, and they said it's just as bad as the first day they got the symptoms. It's like, and they also say if you don't get the medicine in the first few days, then it's going to be terrible.
yeah, we never went to the doctor. I just doctored this is what I had, and we caught it from the grandkids, and they just barely was sick with it.
And Charlotte says she's 72. Oh no! Sorry. It's like, yeah. But we'll meet again probably tomorrow night, I'm sure.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Everybody, good night.
Good night.
Night.